Jerry Nard. Jerry Nard.
What's going on, my people, and welcome to the SN95 Power channel. So, as a parent, I tell my kids this all the time. Choose your friends wisely. The people who you have as friends are going to be the greatest influence on you and your decisions that you make. Well, I should heed my own advice because I had some bad friends and they're bad influences on me. I shouldn't call them bad friends. They're great guys, but they're bad influences on me. So I have 3 Mustang friends. I don't want to call them Mustang friends, but I have 3 friends that have Mustangs. And all 3 of these guys have award-winning Mustangs. And here I am over here with this, DIY garage build jalopy. And they support me in all that I do, and they encourage me in my build. But at the same time, these guys are out here winning national trophies. My man John Coates. And in my opinion, he has still the best SN95 out here with his twin turbo Cobra. Has won many awards with that SN95 Cobra. My man Kenne with his Terminator swapped notchback has won awards with that car. My man Greg has an award-winning New Edge and an award-winning notchback. So you hang around these guys and you see these builds. You have a influence that's there, and it's a very subtle influence. And it's like, man, I want to have my car like that, or man, that car is looking mighty nice. And the biggest thing for me, I remember at Bleed for Blue Fest, John was cool enough to come from Ohio out here to the south suburbs of Chicagoland area to Matteson, Illinois. And he comes to Bleed for Blue Fest, and we're getting the cars parked. And I parked my car right next to his. And I'm like, oh, dude, man, I got to park my car next to yours. And John is like a super humble guy. He's like a super cool guy, one of the coolest guys I know. And he's like, oh man, don't worry about it. Your car looks cool. And he's always helped me out, especially the first time when I painted this car. Dude was my my concierge when it came to helping me get through this. Ken, this channel wouldn't be here without Ken. He's the one that kind of influenced me to get into the social media aspect of this. And through the years of going through his build and seeing how his car has turned out to how it is today, it's like, yeah, I used to go over there and look at that car. I'm like, man, that's a lot of heat right there. That's an influence. And my man Greg, like I can remember meeting him down at Mustang Week for the first time and seeing that convertible white New Edge, and my mind was blown. I mean, that New Edge was unique as far as that build was. I've never seen a New Edge, with that color combination, with the wheels, with the brakes. Brought a lot of heat. And then fast forward, I get a chance to help him build Coupe Frostbite and seeing how that thing is, and being able to drive that. And it's just like, gosh, man, I've got to find me some Mustang people with Mustangs on my level, like these guys that just have average cars. But in all seriousness, it's good to have friends like that because I can rely on them for a lot of information, a lot of feedback, and even outside of the car stuff, it's good to have level people in your life. With that being said, these guys, especially you, Greg, has been a bad influence on me over the winter time. Like, Greg used to send me these pictures of an all blacked out engine bay red paint with a black engine bay, and it's like, hey man, you need to do this, you need to do this. I'm finally at the point where I'm doing it, and it's becoming more work than I anticipated. So I posted a video showing me painting the valve covers, the intake manifold. I painted the alternator bracket. I'm getting ready to head over to the other house right now and start painting the power steering pump, the power steering bracket, AC compressor, water pump pulley, all those other little things. I started pulling off the turbo, and I just realized I'm not going to have enough time to finish this car for to get it to Ponies and the Smokies. Let's just show you what's going on right here. So I was having some oil leaks, and looked like part of it has been from the turbo drain. I did put some thread sealant on here, but maybe with the high temperature, it's just it broke down that sealant. The gasket, it looks like it's weeping from the gasket also. Yeah, this thing was leaking kind of bad. So the purpose of me doing this right now, I need to take this housing off. I'm about to take this compressor housing off and powder coat it this same color. I really have a whole bunch of work to do right now. Let's get some better lighting up in here. Yo, this Midwest weather is crazy this time of the year. You go from 70 degrees to 40s. Turbo housing is off. The turbo's off. I just got a lot of work to do here. I'm not going to make it to Ponies. It's just way too much stuff I got to do. I have to do some stuff up under here. You can see how bad this thing was leaking oil. You kind of got oil residue all over. So all these electrical connectors, I'm going to waterproof them. I don't want to have an issue that I had when I was at Fox Fest in Detroit, where I had some water in a connection somewhere, and it was causing the Hugos to short. The car is acting real crazy. So I'm going to waterproof all the electrical connections. So here's what's really limiting me from running a lot of boost on this car is this PMAS flow through. I just outgrew that sensor, and I'm real close to pegging that sensor. Fuel system wise, I'm good. It's just I'm close to pegging that sensor, so I'm kind of only limited to 10-12 psi. Gosh, yeah, it's a lot of work to get done here, but we're gonna knock that out. I'm not going to rush this. I want to get this right this year, so next year I don't have to take all this stuff apart. I've got to fix the AC. I'm debating going with the newish style AC condenser. I know those are designed to have better flow through than the earlier, especially the 94, 95 AC condensers. So what I would do is I've already cut this line off because I damaged it trying to do a compression fitting. So I'll just go to the a high pressure or a custom hose. So I would still use the 94, 95 liquid lines, but I would get the hose ends off the new edge style AC system to hook to the condenser, which is a lot easier because those bolt in instead of these click fittings. These can be a pain in the rear end to get on and off. So I'm just gonna switch over to the newer designs just to make it easier, my life easier. The power, the timing cover, that's done. I still have to pull these off, and Honestly, y'all, I'm questioning my decisions right now. Yeah, it would look better with these sprayed. I don't know if I'm gonna waste time trying to take this stuff off. I'm really getting anxious to drive this car again. And it's really, how much time do I want to put into this? Now, granted, it's only March and I still have a lot of time, but you know, it's, keep telling myself this is not a show car, and I have to treat this car accordingly. I do want the car to look nice, as one of my subscribers said. There's nothing wrong with having a nice car, but it's not a show car. So I'm just venting, but I just need to finish painting all this stuff. I will probably end up pulling the caster camber plates. I'm just talking out loud. And yeah, we have a lot to do, and I don't want to put that pressure on myself to get this car finished by Ponies and the Smokies. So let me close this out. Yeah, so unfortunately, I'm at this point again where I get started on this car too late, and I'm not able to make this first show of the season. So I just know next year I won't do as much to this car as I'm doing right now. I think I say that every year, like, yeah, I'm not gonna do anything else to this car going into next year. And then I end up doing more to the car on the off season, and I miss Ponies and the Smokies. So yeah, I don't know what to say outside of I'm just not gonna have this car there. I'm at that point now where I'm thinking about future shows. I think definitely Detroit, Foxbody Fest, Ford Takeover, Iowa Mustang Unstabled. Those three definitely. I don't know anything else outside of that. Our 10-year anniversary is this year, so we're not going to Mustang Week this year. We're actually going to Barcelona to celebrate our 10-year anniversary. And if there's any other shows that I might attend, you know, of course I'll do as many local shows as possible, but as far as out of town shows, I would really like to go to LMR. I think that's in November down there in Texas. Never been to that. That's something I'm trying to talk to Kim about and see if we can pull that off this year. You know, that'll definitely be something that we have to fly down to. I think Texas is almost like 200 hours driving down there from us up here. But hey, if I do make it to Ponies and the Smokies, it probably might only be for one day, maybe just for Saturday. We might drive down there and get some footage for y'all. We're just not sure yet. And if something happens and I'm able to get this car back together, some miracle happens, then we'll be down there. But right now, it's just not looking good. It's just so much I have to do and so little time. And, you know, work-life balance and, you know, building these cars on top of trying to do social media, it can be a lot. It's a lot to juggle. I'm trying my best. I actually missed my regular weekend upload just because I've been trying to take care of this and, you know, handle spending time with my family. So I would say that's one thing, you know, if you are considering jumping into content creation, especially with these cars, is, you know, these cars can be all consuming, but you have to make time for your loved ones and for yourself. You know, these things, these projects will pull you in physically, emotionally, bank accountally, if that's a word. But you gotta find a balance, and you know, sometimes you have to step back from these things and, you know, put some time in for yourself and for your family. So with that little rant in this little short video, I'm going to continue to crank out this stuff. I'm gonna, like I said, head over to the other garage, spray those parts. I'll come back sometime later on today, pull off that turbo. I'll do the video on making the heart lines for the transmission. I have braided steel lines on here right now, and the reason why, it's two reasons why I'm going over to a hard line, and maybe you guys can help me out with this. No, NHRA, you can only have 8 inches of rubber hose for a transmission line, but does braided lines count as that? So I'm not sure, but anyway, The braided lines actually acts like a heat insulator, so that allows that transmission line, the transmission fluid heat to stay in those lines. Where if you have a hard line, it's almost like a heat sink, where that line will dissipate a little heat, and especially as air flows across those lines, it would dissipate that heat. So what that means is just dropping your transmission temperatures a little bit more. So we get a video going on that. I have the fittings and the hard line and some tools. So look forward for that. Hit the bell notification. Do me a solid, tell a couple of people about the channel. Until next time, God bless.